Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I want to go into a lesson, going into this article, which I got the picture of it. This was the screenshot or the picture that they used for the cover of the article. However, when I pull up the article, you don't see it. So I took a screenshot of it, and this is what I have right here. But it's some type of TikTok trend, which it might have already been a trend for a while. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not on social media, but I'm just now becoming aware of it. Called Young Ho, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Young and then H-O. They don't put the E on it, but it's still saying the same thing. And in the caption of the one on the left and the right, which, they look to be a Edomite on the right and so-called black woman on the left, but it says me putting in literally any and every spice in the world when I cook because I'm a young ho. Every single young ho post I see, I literally do. I need to change my lifestyles. And this is what women are glorifying, particularly the younger generation, or rather, what they say Gen Z, Gen Z women. But you got older women that take part in these certain trends. Women glorify this, they glorify self-defamation. I think it's defamation, where you basically you defaming your own self. You basically criticizing, or not criticizing. You basically defaming your own character or your own self. Our women glorify that, and this is completely off. And I pulled it up on TikTok as well. As you see, Young Ho, which again I'm not on TikTok, so I can't actually click on the videos, but you can see the caption on some of them. It says me ripping that cord straight out the wall when I'm through because I'm a young ho. A real young ho ain't help but throw it back to, I guess it say can't help but throw it back to every song. Never saying no to a fun drink because I'm a young ho. See, and it ain't even just a so-called black woman. All these women have been tainted, brainwashed by feminism. This is the end result of feminism. You women wanted to be independent of men and be, didn't want to be under a man and be submissive to a man. Now that you have been quote unquote liberated from under the man, this is what it turned out to be. This is what it turned out to be. These women are not wife material. Leaving my house in nothing but an XL sweatshirt and short shorts because I'm a young ho. Never, I guess to say twerking again, to be honest, young ho. You see? Tell me you're a young ho without telling me you're a young ho. Me, a young ho Filipino, learning tag-along for the first time. Look at Eve. Some of y'all don't know what a young ho actually is. Me throwing away dishes I don't feel like washing because I'm a young ho. Like, just look at what's the folly. It says, look like I'm grown, but I ain't because I'm a young ho. And look how Eve is. Look at how women are presenting themselves, particularly the Israelite women. Look at how they are presenting themselves. This is the end result of feminism. Going to school in a bikini so I can go straight to the beach because I'm a young ho. Wiping them black mold off my water bottle and then drinking from it because I'm a young ho. So this is the end result of feminism. And now you can see why we say, because you think about it too. A part of these women being completely out of order and out of control, that further decreases the population. People wondering why marriages are not happening. People are not getting. If these women still had access to just get free abortions, I guarantee you they would. The population would further decrease. The whole my body, my choice, that's all attached unto feminism. Feminism has really destroyed, it's really destroying humanity, when you think about it in the grand scheme. Because people are not getting married, they're not staying together. Women are not in their order, and men are not in their order. And even if you have a man that's in his right mind, he's not going to want to deal with no woman that's acting like this or carrying themselves like this. And they represent the majority of women over here in Babylon the Great. And this same philosophy is spreading throughout the four corners of the earth. As you saw, me, a young Filipino, and this damn near look like a man. But it says me, a young ho Filipino, learning tag along for the first time. So the whole earth is being polluted by this Western doctrine, feminism. All of them are being polluted. So now I'm gonna get the article. Well, let me go back to it. It says, young hoes TikTok trend ripped as trashy and depressing despite taking internet by storm. Gen Z is taking the whore out of hoe. Self-branded young hoes have taken the internet by storm, not on the stroll, but at home, sharing videos of their time-saving tactics and unapologetically chaotic lifestyles. And November 2025, X post coined the term and sparked a flurry of TikTok clips of young hoes showing off hacks that bring ease to their day-to-days. It says Cosmopolitan has glamorized the unconventional movement dominated by women in their 20s as an empowering manifestation of modern feminism. See? Modern feminism. And it doesn't even matter about it being modern. This was all attached into feminism anyway. Women thinking that they are liberated, they can live on their own, do their own thing, they don't need a man, or they want to be equal to a man, equal pay, equal rights, all these things. This was the end result of it. It ain't about it being modern or what it first started or initiated it from. This was the end result from the beginning. This was always in the plan. This was bound to happen. That's why the Lord had it set up a certain way. It says, but critics say the bizarre videos are setting women back. I just have such secondhand embarrassment for these girls, conservative commentator Alex Clark, 33, told the Post. It's like the trashiest celebration of being incompetent that I've ever seen. Exactly. And let's get the word incompetent. It says not having or showing the necessary skills to do something successfully. These women do not have or are not showing, which they don't have, the necessary skills on how to be an actual woman. They don't know what the definition of a woman is. They don't know how to be a woman. That's why a lot of women will be put to death during the time of Jacob's trouble. That's why a lot of people will be put to death during the time of Jacob's trouble. But even more so, that's why a lot of these women will not be chosen by the men of the Lord when Isaiah 4:1 come to pass. Because they do not possess the necessary skills in order to how to be a wife. Because the word woman is synonymous with wife. That's what you were created to be. But now they're calling themselves young hoes, And I'm going to get the scripture real quick. This is Deuteronomy 23:17. It says, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor sodomite of the sons of Israel. So the Lord said no Israelite woman is to whore or be a prostitute, None, not one. But our women in today's time, they glorify being that. They call themselves that. As you can see, it's a whole TikTok trend now saying young hoe because they a young hoe. They glorify it. They see it as something positive. Let's go back. It says nothing about these posts or the terminology is uplifting or encouraging to women. You're participating in a self-humiliation ritual. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're humiliating their own selves. No longer do Esau Edom have to do it for them. You know, what he was doing, we was in hardcore slavery, trying to humiliate our women and humiliate our people in general. Now, our people do it to themselves, you know, and he just sit back and watch. Give them a new platform so they can do it again, all over again on a new platform. It says the November 2025 X post that sparked the social media phenomenon declared that young hoes cook everything on high. The sentiment apparently resonated because we got low patience. One woman matter-of-factly replied, right. See, and these women, they don't even know how to properly cook something. It said, and she told the truth. She said, because we got low patience, these women do not know what it means to be a woman. And they're going to find out the hard way. The Lord is going to teach these women the hard way of why they should have been obedient to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. They're going to find out the hard way, you know. It says, I'm not trying to take forever to make dinner like my mom used to. Another chimed in. But you finna find out the hard way why you should have been following after the old paths of the women that actually knew how to be women, that were raised to be wives. You finna find out the hard way. More than 17.4 million views later on X, the offhanded comment spiraled into a diverse trend with women using it to justify their lackadaisy habits. Me at 9 a.m. eating hot chips at work because I'm a young hoe. One of the trend's carefree participants posted, you know, and these women, they live like, and they have horrible diets, not even realizing how that affects their body. And I was listening to one of the brothers earlier this week. I forgot what day, maybe like Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, one of the days. And he was going into how even with the diet, women are not even supposed to be eating the same thing that men eat, you know, because your body digests food completely different. And furthermore, your balance, your pH balance matters tremendously. You know, what you eat definitely affects your body. I mean, it's the same way with a man. What he eat affects his body, the smell and everything, but it's even more important for women to eat healthy. I ain't gonna say even more important, but it's imperative for a woman to eat healthy. But she said she eat at 9 a.m. eating hot chips at work because she a young hoe. And then that's the person that I guess that started it. You know, it said young hoes cook everything on high. It says, Salakia, me throwing away dishes I don't feel like washing because I'm a young hoe. We saw that on there. Said a woman who captured a video of herself throwing out a red thermos. Eating on the clock, then napping on my break because I'm a young hoe, one nurse admitted. And then social media should have never been created, you know, because this is another way. Well, I'm not going to say it should have never been created because this is how the Lord is, he's utilizing YouTube and, you know, other platforms, but mainly YouTube to spread the truth. But social media is one of the major ways that the philosophies of America, Babylon the Great, Westernization, feminism is spreading throughout the whole earth and translating to the next generation, but making them even worse. And what it say, Gen Z, that's my generation, you know, Gen Z. These are the type of women that are walking around my age, and the next generation is going to be even worse than this one. You know, it's going to be even worse. It's progressively getting worse and worse. It says, while the cheeky participants aren't using hoe in a derogatory sense, Inez Stepman, senior policy and legal analyst for nonprofit group Independent Women's Forum, noted that it is far from flattering. Says Alex Clark slammed the trend as the trashiest celebration of being incompetent she has ever seen. Alex Clark. Now it says, it's not a good thing, but I think that ship has sailed, she told the Post. Not surprising, but a little depressing. Clark, who hosts a health and wellness show called Culture Apothecary, agrees that the new trend isn't doing women any favors. Absolutely not. You know, it's absolutely not. I just wanted to see what this. Oh, okay. It says, to that Post, to use that word, it's like I'm dumb, I'm young, I don't know how to get through life, she explained. You got to think before you post things like that. And that's exactly what these women portray themselves as. Young, dumb, like they say, young, dumb, and don't know how to get through life. Because they lack the necessary skills. Let's go back to the definition of incompetent. They lack the necessary skills needed to accomplish something successfully. Not having or showing the necessary skills to do something successfully. These women don't even know how to get a man. You know, they don't know how to keep a man. They don't know how to keep a man. They can get a man easily because all they have to do is spread their legs. You know, but they can't keep a man. They can't start a family. They can't be a wife. They don't know. They don't understand the purpose of why they were created, why they're here. But let me get one more scripture. This is why the Lord told us to lead this place. That's why we got to get out of this place. This is Micah chapter 2 and 10. Let's see what it say. Okay, 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. This is why we have to get out of America. We have to get out of Babylon the Great. And this place has to go because it's too polluted. It's polluting the minds of the people. It's polluting the minds of the next generation. They're getting worse and worse and worse. And you just see creation circling the drain. Because again, with women like this, you can't start nothing. You can't start no family. How can you start a family with women like this? You know, and continue on life and hope, you know, try to ensure that your seed line continues on after you. How can you do that with women that think like this? You can't. You know, these women are tainted with America, Babylon the Great, and they refuse to let it go. So just like Lot's wife got destroyed because she couldn't let go of the possessions they had. So it's gonna be the same judgment with a lot of these women. They can't let go of the philosophies and doctrines of America. They're gonna die with this place. But I just want to go into that real quick. The Lord was edifying. So on that note, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Until next time, shalom.